Hey everyone, it's me again. I'm finally back with Doki Doki Literature Club, and I stopped about here, like exactly right here. I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna go through all of them, but I'm not gonna redo the starting point, so I'm just gonna go from here onward. Just so I don't have to do that whole thing again, and then everyone gets bored because I'm doing the same thing over and over and over. So I'm just going to go down the line, start with Sayori, and then I will continue on with it afterwards. Alright, so we're going to go with Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend, after all. Oh boy. Oh, she don't like me. Did you not read it? It was literally random words. This is a good poem, Ichimatsu. Are you sure it's your first time? That sentence. Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right, but that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Ichimatsu, and deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. That's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this meant to her after all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. If I could read, that would help a lot. Now, you read my poem too, right? Oh, do I have to actually worry it? Worry it. Oh my god. Read it. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Okay. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Okay. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. This is like the shit I would write. Not even joking. That's the kind of shit I would write. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. That's the kind of shit I pull. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or, how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Why do I need to know this? I mean, breakfast is good and all, but why do I need to know what you made this morning? Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I don't ever eat breakfast unless it's like the weekend, and my parents force me. Other than that, no. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Or was it? Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Ooh, I have to show everyone. Whatever route I get, I'm gonna have to find a way to get a new one, I bet. But I will have to replay the whole thing at the beginning. This doesn't work how I thought it would. Okay, that's fine. Let's just go down the line. Hello. Ichimatsu, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? Do I need to answer that? No, I'm kidding. I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Put you on the spot now, didn't I? Painful to think about? Yeah, fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. It's probably something really... Oh. The music. Okay. Eagles can fly is apparently what it's called. Or something, I don't know. Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Oh my god. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, it's just stating the obvious. I'm sorry. I know what you're meaning, but you're just stating the obvious in it. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really... Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. I couldn't read for a second. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. I don't learn anything. I always do the same things over and over and over and then... No, okay. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I wouldn't take that away from her. Oh boy. We're gonna go with Yuri. Hello. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Okay. I just picked random words, hon. What was that? Exactly. Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? You like me. Probably. I'm not doing that. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Me in real world or virtual me here? 'Cause I got a lot. Her use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. I hate poetry, by the way. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. What? It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. I know. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Me and poetry in general. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Yeah, I can agree with that, honestly. But every time I've written poetry, we're actually working on poetry in my writing class currently. Can't do it. Just can't. Horrid. My teacher always gives me feedback about how I should pick better parts to emphasize and stuff like that. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it may take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. Really. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? I thought we were supposed to read in literature clubs, not write. I thought that's what writers' clubs were for. I'm very confused. Oh, okay. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing? Yeah, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstand the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. Oh my god, I thought it said flickens. I'm like, what the hell? The light flickers. I flicker back. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. It's not that your handwriting was terrible, I just have a hard time reading cursive. It's not even really handwriting, it was typeface. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, oh my god, it's like she absolutely noticed that I had a hard time reading it. Well, I just don't read script very often. Is this supposed to happen, or is this... I don't even know. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I can have a 2-line poem, you realize that, right? Ugh. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Oh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Ichimatsu. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. Neither have I. I don't usually do it. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so it was just random words I picked. I actually want to see if it came up with an automated thing of you just picked random words and it actually made a line for them, and it makes absolutely no sense. Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ichimatsu. Me too. For myself. There's only one person left, and I know there's a horrifying part with you later. Hi. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha 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 ha. That was so retarded that I just did. Don't be surprised if that's edited out. Don't worry, Ichimatsu. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Mm-hmm. Great job, Ichimatsu. I was going all in my head while reading it. Like, holy shit, this is bad. It's really metaphorical. Am I gonna get your route? Because I still want to date that chair instead, please. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know, that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Yuri, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. I wish English classes and English teachers, just the literature department in general, would figure that out. That it's best for people to find symbolism in things on their own. It's always subjective. But then they're like, oh, no, here's symbolism in this, here's symbolism in this. Go find it, write a paper on it. And then they wonder why our papers are so bad. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It could take years of practice, while I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh, I actually have to scroll on this one. Hole in the wall. Okay. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. Wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. A reel. Blind. Like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas? What? Okay. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now that I wasn't locked in. I was looking out. Or looking in. I realized now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Oh. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Oh boy. Okay. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Oh, sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. Are we using feather pens? So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Oh my god, she sounds like she's from an educational TV show. I still wanna show my poem to the chair. Please. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Yuri and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss a symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. You're a bitch. Right now. And you're just letting her walk all over you. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Shiori liked it, and Ichimatsu did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions on my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. I'm trying to read too fast, which I haven't yet. And Ichimatsu liked my poem too, you know. He told everyone he even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. The fucking music got me. Okay. I understand this is supposed to turn into a psychological horror later. But what happened? This music! That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Ichimatsu appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Oh my god. I've got women fighting over me now. For stupid reasons. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Yeah, me too. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who's... I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew his eyes bigger as soon as Ichimatsu started showing up. Oh, boy. Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. You're a bitch. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. Oh, boy. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. How may I explain that to her, Ichimatsu? Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning that the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right? Well? How did they get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. So, of course, that's going to be... I'm gonna save... I'm gonna go with Yuri, because I like her better right now. What?! Wait! Wait! Every time I pick the person I want, it switches. What the fuck? What? Why? You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. Oh. Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Oh, I was very confused for a second. Never mind. Well, but here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. Oh boy. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped, at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk to clear my head. She doesn't need to... You know what? I'm going to do that. I'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem in her hands and throws it out in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. I hate everybody now. Okay. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it. I can't read words, guys. You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Ichimatsu, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? Horrid! It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Ichimatsu, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Okay. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poem will turn out even better. I think to myself, did I learn a little bit more? I did learn. Oh my god, I was reading it like a question. I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Ichimatsu, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Shiori still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Shiori. I pat Shiori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Another one. Okay, who do I want to go with? I really want to go with Yuri this time. I'm gonna oh, I can't. Oh, I can. Let's save it right here. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Yuri, so I need stuff like this. It's just the same stuff. Misery. Let's go with ambient again. Contamination, disaster, firework. Let's go vivacious, cry, shame, skirt, covet, covet. Bed, nightgown, embrace, color, organizing. Yeah, okay. Sure, it's gonna be really bad. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi Ichimatsu. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing. to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. Eh? That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Yodi? Why that all of a sudden? No reason really. I just wanted to look at it. What the fuck do you have in there? Yodi nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. Yeah, you wanted me for money. I knew it. I could see right through you, Yodi. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry, and so that only leaves the one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. Too late. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. That's kind of rude. Yuri suddenly giggles. Huh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book, as always. I wasn't listening to anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Ichimato to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved with that. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. Oh boy. I really like it when you speak your mind, Judy. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad and now I have to accept the revolution. Okay, we're having a revolution now in this game. Retribution. Yep. That's what you meant, but she doesn't know words. That. Still, coming from you, Siori, I guess there's a little devil inside of you, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Siori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys that she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes, so I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Siori. What happened? I don't know where something smacks. Oh. Siori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Ow. What was... Cookie? Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Siori glances around. Is this a miracle? I would love that miracle. It's because I paid my restitution. Oh my god. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. Oh. I was gonna give it to you. But then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Shiori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Shiori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Okay, so she's right, eating it. Shiori suddenly claps her hand over her mouth. I bit my tongue. Oh boy. You're going through a lot just over one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? What the fuck? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers, but yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her. Oh. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. I have a few friends that would do that kind of shit. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Yep, she did. Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori... Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room. Ugh. Where's Monika anyway? Good question. Have you heard anything about her being late today? Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. What? You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. Do I need to explain things to you women? Yeah, that's true. Excuse me. Suddenly the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monika quizzically glances at me. Ah, never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. How do you lose track of time when you're at school? Unless... No, even if it's different, I think people would still be like, I want to go home. Or I want to go to the club that's after school. Oh boy. That makes no sense though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. What about everyone leaving the room? I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monika. Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Ichimatsu. Monika smiles sweetly. I didn't mean to mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finishes her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappears into the closet. Why is she in the closet? Hey, Yuri. I suddenly noticed that Yuri's reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. No. I was kind of just waiting for you. If that's the case, that's... okay. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. Okay. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, and the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and we'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. That's very specific. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. Where are you two off to? Yuri was going to make some tea, so I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monika. We're just filling the water pitcher. Ah, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? Monika, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve Ichimatsu in club activities? That was kind of harsh, but okay. That's very blunt. My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Oh boy. Then let's go, Ichimatsu. Man, she's very commanding then. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Oh. Hang on. Need to make sure that I have stuff done. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri, something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? you like me. That's your thing. No, Yuri, I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monika to judge people like that. Ichimatsu, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, did you say? Yuri lifts her head. I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that. But I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway, yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Ichimatsu, do you like oolong tea? I've never had that. Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature in the kettle for 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others, even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Sorry. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea levels. Or tea leaves. Tea levels. Oh, jeez. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show? And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do, when it's you who's around anyway. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why is that? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Oh boy. Reminds me of a certain someone I talk to a lot. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because my... What? But... Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Not as severe, I can say that much for sure. I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'm very concerned now, because you just completely blew that over. I came up with an idea of why, and she took that route out. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. I have some chocolates as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Coyote's candy radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. You and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri sides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't actually touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally managed to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and pumped with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry, I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. That's okay, I won't take any. Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I make it smudges on the pages. You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. Oh. Stop showing me beautiful art. Jeez. Actually, don't. Just keep showing me good art. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time from reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. I can already tell you this, that's not a natural thing to happen. But, okay. But that means I can't stop here. Oh my god. I apprehensively place a chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Yes, and it's really small. Ichimatsu, sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do, right? More like boyfriend-girlfriend type shit. Dating shit. I hate dating, just by the way. I like it in anime and stuff, but in real life, it's horrible. I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah, that's all it was. Yeah, then you don't need to stop or anything. Oh my god. My brain needs to stop taking things out of context. I see. The situation has gotten really intense. Really tense. Not intense. Tense. Can't read. God damn it. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that she isn't even focused now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. This is really bad. That sudden shift. Just everything is all cutesy and lovey-dovey and all that kind of shit, and then all of a sudden, nope, we're done! Get rid of that music, get rid of that image, we're going with something different now. God damn it. Okay, everyone. Yuri jolts back. It's time to share poems. Ichimatsu, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, thanks. The spell is abruptly broken. I'll take care of the cups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without as much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Probably not. I'm gonna go down the line again. Okay. Oh, I like this one. It has nice feelings in it. I'm glad. I remember picking stuff like suicide as a word in it. I remember suicide, anger, graveyard, death, all that kind of stuff. It has good feelings in it! Does it mean it's better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. Oh boy. That's not very helpful, you know. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. But that's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of the whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Ugh. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? You want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep that in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? what's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Stuarty. Well, I like happy the most. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. And make a nice happy rainbow. Stuarty, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better expressing my feelings after all. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? They got longer! Bottles. Okay, I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger to pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle and keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off the bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through the locked front door. Finally, all done. I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. That's amazingly depressing. Holy crap. Siri, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever? Yeah, but, I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monika taught me a whole lot. I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express my feelings this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Siri's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if it's one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Okay, now to Natsuki. Well, I can admit that it's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort. That's good. But I still don't like this at all. It's trying too hard to be serious. And what do you mean by that? Poems don't need to be all deep-sounding to express something. It's going to sound just like you're focusing it less, unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level. Natsuki stops short all of a sudden. Don't tell me. You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you? I wonder. Am I? Holy shit! Probably. What are you talking about? And keep your voice down. You know, Yuri would love this angsty. Every teenager in America ever gotta be edgy. Just because she's a talented writer doesn't mean, it looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me. I'm so done with you. Natsuki shoves the poem I handed her back over to me. Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me. Ouch. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in the world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Yeah, I'm gonna show Yuri last. So, hi again. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that, as long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika. Alright, this one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? Yes! I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. How do we get into romance? That's the best way to describe it. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. Or when she's talking about literature, it's like the light turns on inside her. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers. I hope you don't mean that in a bad way. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her. Oh my god, everyone can see through me! You completely misunderstood. Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway. I'm not gonna say anything. Monika kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but, well, there's not really anything wrong with that. Oh, well, I know. I was just saying, but anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Why are they getting longer? Save me, the colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, and endless canopy of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. What? It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I know, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Sometimes asking what a poem about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. We're starting to break the fourth wall. Are we heading somewhere? I sure hope so. You never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected may happen. I know you have a scary part later. That's why I'm skipping your route right now. Do it later. Wait, is this a tip even about writing? No. I'm glad I kept playing. I'm actually going overtime at this point. Starting to break the fourth wall pretty well now. What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. You have no idea what you even said. Okay, let's go to here. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Shimatsu, this one might even be better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Script! It's scripted! Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try to give it more imagery. Yuri visibly follows. Oh my god. Even her hands appear sweaty. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah. Just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really only write for myself, and besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you... Oh, the raccoon. Oh jeez. Script again. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware of that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always becoming handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood. Classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again. I'm sorry, I can't read that. I was a little bit more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. I think it's supposed to be about you. Or me. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in any more usual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself. So I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why would you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Ichimatsu? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best way we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Even if it's difficult sometimes, and sometimes things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, Ichimatsu. That's exaggerating a little bit. It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing. But now I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that. It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Okay, time to go home. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is it about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with this last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We don't need much more than a few decorations. Shiori has been working on posters, and I've been designing some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. What are you performing? Monika? Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Shiori's putting it all on posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Shiori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea. But I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys... No, Shiori, I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room of people. I guess I kinda overlooked that, so I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Shiori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Shiori and Monika have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't even have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess we'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Why do I have a feeling that's pretty fucking accurate? I have a feeling. Oh gosh. Oh shit. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monika, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do in front of strangers? Oh no, don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now let's see. Monika flips through her notebook to a specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Shiori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monika finishes Wait. Where's my history? Yuri hasn't, Finally, Monika finishes the recitation. Okay, I just didn't read that fast enough. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monika. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Yuri? I'll go next. Oh, Yuri's fired up all of a sudden. Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium. This poem is called... Yuri anxiously glances at each of us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. I have a feeling that's going to come into play later, but I could also be completely wrong. I've never played this in my life. Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting it in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. This must be the rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first one to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat. Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing. Looks like Yuri is down for the count. Okay, I guess I'm next then. So Yuri hops out of her chair, cheerfully walks to the podium. This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled. Jeez, Yuri. It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then. Yuri begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Shiori is. It's sincere and bittersweet. If I were to read this poem on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it, but hearing it come from Shiori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Shiori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply in this someone I thought I knew through and through. Shiori finishes and we applaud. I did it! Good job, Shiori. Even Ichimatsu liked it. I guess that's a good sign. What does that even mean? It came out nicely, Shiori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely, but it might be the other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I'm sorry, I'm losing steam. I'm gonna cut that out. I didn't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's kind of embarrassing to do in front of everyone. Then next time I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know? Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Ichimatsu. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Ichimatsu lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Natsuki. It's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with the one I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else. Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though. Yeah, maybe. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when it's spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She hops back to her seat. That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so, well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting. Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy. Yeah, no problem. Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival's coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this. Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Shiori and Monika, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, and impressing Monika, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Shiori? Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it? Oh boy. Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it. Must be a little nice, though. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? It's okay, Chimatsu. You don't have to say it. Whatever, let's go already. I walk home with Shiori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Shiori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Shiori? Sorry, I was spacing out. Ah, no wonder. I was thinking about something from earlier. I like how we get to... I mean, Shiori fumbles with her words. So let's just say that one day, Yuri asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Oh. Shit. This is one of those situations of... If I say... I don't know what the response is going to be, so if I say I'm going to go home with her... That could hurt Sayori, but if I say I'd go home with Sayori, and then later I go with Yuri... Oh! For the sake of what route I'm going, walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean... Given how hard it is for her to socialize, I'd feel awful turning her down, so isn't she beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You just admitted it. Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen. Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. So you're actually willing to let that happen. So I get out of it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know? Need you? Shiori? I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now. Sorry. Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is a replacement for you. If you say so. The conversation trails off and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me with such a weird question. I can't just lie to her, but if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there's no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what will happen in that time? Oh boy. Okay, so I have to make another poem. And I'm actually gonna stop there because I actually went way over time. I was supposed to, I think I did like an extra 20 or 30 minutes in my recording. Now, I don't know if it's gonna be an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes when I get done editing or not. I'll find out after I do that. So, I will be continuing this. I'm still gonna go down the Yuri route. And then, however it works out, I'll see how I can do the others. So, with that said, I will see you next time.